Uh, okay, so update in this thing. Well, it's a good start. I'm up. There is an update, so that's good. That's one good thing. Um, I've met. I've messaged John. I've text. Well, I read the text message. It took me a long time to actually read it. I kept on making cups of tea and having showers, like reasons, uh, almost like genuine reasons. So I can't do this, or I will do this when I get myself in a sufficiently comfortable physical state. Like put the heating on, have a shower, and have a cup of tea. Like, do you know what I mean? A cup of tea, especially. We sort of do it when people come round with bad news, or you go around to someone's house, or and they say, "Oh, it's a signal for like some not bad news, but like some serious news or a grave situation you're about to find out about." But yeah, and I don't know when this was. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but yeah, I've got. I think I mentioned I had £3. I've got about £1 now. I spent less than £1 today. I just bought a pint of milk. Eh? Oh no, I didn't buy the pint of milk. I just bought a tin of beans and an onion. Actually, and a packet of Space Raiders. It came to about 95p, I think. And like I had some oats, so I got buying £1 today. And I remember earlier on, I sort of lifted my shoe. It was my shoe, and I found two 20p pieces there. And yeah, I remember having like this real joyful moment, like what 40p actually could get me and what it meant. So it meant it. Well, it means a tin of beans, and a tin of beans will just keep me going for one more day, at least. Yeah, so that was good. And what did I do? What did I do the day before? I got what I thought was a godsend, bit of a godsend. Um, a friend. So I needed some work. I needed some money, and I just got a call out of the blue at 7 o'clock saying, "Coming down and work for us at the bar." I was like, "Yes." And I've worked there before, but this time it was going to be on the main bar, and I've only really, I'm not, I've never like worked on a full bar, just on like those pop up bars. Well, I guess the bars, they've got all the sort of drinks, but there's no draft stuff and that. You just sort of like pouring stuff into beakers and mixing it up and serving people like that. I mean, there's a lot of people to serve, but literally that's only the real sort of bar. So when I said working on the bar at Slop, I think maybe they took it as like a real bar. And so they put me on the bar, the real bar. And I don't know, it was just like, I was meant to start there at 9 and then until 4. But I ended up just leaving at 10. Because I was just like, it was clear that I just didn't have the right sort of experience, and I felt like I was a bit like, just a bit of a clumsy oaf behind the bar. And I was frothing the beer as well. I never pulled a fucking pint in my life. Do you know what I mean? So I had to learn, but I did actually feel like I learned quite a lot in that one night. Like I remembered quite a lot and learned. Literally, it was a crash course. It was an hour's course. That reminds me, I've got to sort of message her and tell her something. But yeah. So you know what I mean. It was just. I had that sort of like call from the blue, like this call is gonna godsend type of thing. Like, and that hope it would have been cash in hand, but yeah. So I just went there, just sort of like flailed about, embarrassed, humiliated myself basically, and like was getting stick for being shit. And then they told me, right, you're gonna have to go at 11 because it's not working out. I said, what time is it now? And they were like, it's only 10. And I said, well, I only got here an hour ago. And they were like, really? And I think that meant like it felt so long already. It felt as though I'd been there for hours. So I sort of took the hint and said, do you know what? I don't think this is working out really, is it? I'm not really given the right vibe or, whatever professional law. It's not working. I'm messing up your shit here. Bit of an amateur bar. Not pro, but you don't want it to be amateurish and apologising all the time for doing drinks and not knowing where stuff is and how to pay people and so on. So I came back. I rode all the way back and an hour later, a little bit humiliated, but I think it's beyond that now. I don't think immediately I didn't feel anything at all, and I felt a little bit, and then I just got back into playing chess, and it soon disappeared. Got back to stroking me cat. Oh god, my cat loves me and always sleeps on me bed. So that was nice. But I say that it wasn't nice. It wasn't anything. I mean, I like having him there, but it's not like a pine for me cat on the way back home from somewhere. But yeah, and then the job. So that didn't work out. And so this other job CV thing, I inquired. I was hoping to get the CV thing today. Sorry, the last time, whenever that was. But I haven't done that. But I did look into the job that I was sort of hoping to prepare this CV, give the CV into this company, and I clicked on the site. They had the vacancies icon there, so I clicked on it, and took me to a sort of a CV type page straight away, which is built into the site. So that's gonna be. So I've just got it open there for me tab. It's, you know what I mean. It's taken me this point literally to get this long to get to this point. It's been such a self-inflicted ordeal. It's been torturous. It's been and incidentally, which was quite strange, was when all this, I was starting to become a bit more geared towards having some self-control. I came back from the shop with my Space Raiders beans and onion, and I instantaneously opened the pickled onion Space Raiders, started munching them on the way back home, and I was just caught myself and was like, this, that instant self gratification, became aware of it. It was like, closed the packet and was like, no, you can have the other half. Okay, you can have the other half for your dessert after your after you rice, onions, and beans. And I did it, and I managed to do it. Yeah, and I did it, and it wasn't so hard. And then I ran out of vaping. You can get vaping liquid for £1. At Poundland, but I've run out of that, so I can't vape, and it's all right. It's not too bad. It's not that bad. Do you know what I mean? It's just I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get into that whole, because you always do. Sooner or later, your mind always like, why? What is the reason for all this happening? So why this? Why? I mean, not why me, but just why this order of things. And if you ever get struck by a feeling that you're a spectator, a passenger, and just watching everything unfold, I think Jim Carrey was on the internet today saying, "Oh, we're just atoms, conscious of the ride and experiencing it." And this is great if you're Jim Carrey and your ride happens to be like making films all the time. I mean, obviously, bad things happen to all of us inevitably. I know his girlfriend committed suicide, but I mean, obviously, like a lot of people are affected by suicide, like deeply affected by it. So it's not, that type of grief is not something exclusive to only him. And I think that the pros in his life, who knows? From our point of view, from my perspective, it's always easy to say that, like, all this money and opportunities, options, lead to a life, a balanced life, if that could be considered a good thing. And obviously the bad things as well, greed or jealousy or envy, when you get to all this sort of thing. But yeah, I found 40p under my shoe, and I got a real shock, a real charge of like gratefulness, just for like, you know what I mean, the value, just value. A little bit, yeah. I mean, no, a lot, but I mean, a little bit of like, I don't know, a little bit of something else which I can't put my finger on at the moment. But so that's it. I'm gonna apply for the job. Tomorrow. The tab's already up, and it's all the fields to be filled in. Shouldn't take too long. I'm gonna go to bed. Now before 12, because it's like, even though it's not, and just incidentally, I didn't mention that incident. I started off, but whilst I was doing all this and making, so I've got a bit of a headache, to be honest with you, just from, I don't know, doing all this stuff. But I went to, when I was eating me rice, beans and onions, I actually had it with some like balsamic vinegar. It was all right. I mean, I'm sure I'm not getting the full range of vitamins. But whilst I was eating it, I tried to play a game of chess, and I don't know what the hell happened, but my chess just went completely to shit. It was just nuts. It was like literally just pushing some symbols around on it. Oh, well, obviously I wasn't playing it on the board, but on the screen. Literally just some icons was going around, and I was just looking at it, and none of it made sense. Obviously, I just lost all the games, and I just thought, why should um, why should this chess suddenly become completely unintelligible to me? And I knew, like, I played 3 games and they were getting worse and worse. It was like I was just getting slaughtered by these people who weren't even that good. But I couldn't conceive of a plan. I couldn't conceive of a plan within the game. I couldn't see ahead any moves. It was just everything was. It was just a snapshot, and I couldn't. Was no. There was no inkling of my opponent's intentions or anything like that. So that was a bit disappointing. And then another significant thing was that there were 2 flies. Actually, I didn't know that. There was one fly, 2 big fat fuckers, obviously been eating a lot of shit outside, I think. Just flying around. One of them was flying around really slow, so it must have been, I don't know, full of shit or something like that. And so it was just there, and so I swatted it with a towel, and that died. And then it sort of like woke up this other one, and that one was a really fast one, and I just couldn't see it. I just couldn't see it against the background. The background was too dark, and it was dark as well. Obviously, flies are pretty dark, and I just couldn't see it as it was going from sort of the white walls, and then as the background became like my dark red duvet, and then it was just a nightmare. So then, like, it was just infuriating. I was trying to swat it for ages, whilst I was, because I just couldn't concentrate while I was at the computer. It was fast as fuck.